Hello and welcome back, Overwatch fans! We told you it wasn't going to be a long break, and we kept our word this time. I'm FBI Tugboat, joined here with Mana Class, and we are here live for the last day of our Contenders EU Trials, presented by the good folk over at Monkey Bubble. Mana Class, how are you feeling about this VASTA and Sheer Cold matchup?
I feel like most of us are going to be expecting Sheer Cold to just walk away with this. No contest, easy win. But
Fair.
they are, the thing is, they are 4-0 in the standings. Like, they're all the way on the top. They cannot get knocked out. But that actually means that Sheer Cold doesn't really have anything to win anymore. And VASTA, since they can't qualify anymore, they have nothing to lose. So
Exactly.
in that type of matchup, it can get very dangerous for a team like Sheer Cold to just basically lose. That being said, though, we know Sheer Cold, and I really expect them to just come out of the gates. They might play a little bit less, like, completely on point with everything, but I don't think they're really gonna drop a map. I'm happy to be surprised, though. Like, I would love if VASTA just comes out of the gate and just destroys Sheer Cold. We saw that Roar did it. They won a map against Sheer Cold, the first control map. If you can keep that momentum up, might be a very close series. And VASTA, I think they have the potential. I think they think about what type of comp they want to run. I think they think about their opponent a lot. Whether that results in the right conclusions of what to do in compositions, that is sometimes a bit up for discussion. But they've learned throughout this week. They've been doing better and better. And Sheer Cold has had that very steady flow. I mean, they've had some tough matches against both Voided and Roar. But, you know, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to go into this one as heavily. They might just see it as a free win.
No, I'm with it. There's a lot to be said for the narrative behind a team that has nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
And just like last time, just between Morningstars and HSL, VASTA, Sheer Cold, both, it would be folly to think that they're not going to see this team again. So any real world, not scrim, not ranked, not ladder play against these players is going to be experienced. It's going to be something they can take value from here in the future. Now, getting all the way in, just like last time, we got Ilios, we got Blizzard World, and then we'll have a Temple of Anubis in the event of a tie on the 1-1 after game number 2. Now, I would really love to see, a third game at the absolute least, or even a tie. It is possible for the Blizzard World, and it is possible for the Temple of Anubis, 2CP. Unlikely, but it is possible, and we just want to see as much high-level Overwatch as possible, though.
Exactly, and even though this matchup is on paper maybe not as close, could still end up like that. These are still teams with a lot of good players on them. Because when we never really talk about SR anymore at this point, right? Because they're just there. They're up there. We know they're good, so we don't have to talk about
Better
SR.
than me. That's what we'll say.
Yeah, but the thing is that sometimes it's good to talk about SR purely from the standpoint that these are still some of like the 500 best players in Europe, like in the EMEA region. These are still on the top of that list. So it's that context of like they're already so high, and then there's still that gap that you sometimes need to bridge. And that is really interesting to see. And we're going to see a very cool composition coming out here for the side of VASTA with a Doomfist Genji dive with that Moira Lucio. They're going to be very hard to pin down by this double barrier that Sheer Cold is running.
That's a mega dive. No ball necessary. Kind of interesting sometimes to mix the ball in there for a dive, but this one more classic. Again, outside the Doomfist, you could have seen this team comp, 2 years ago? Well, no, I guess more was about a year and a half ago, so... Yeah, again, you could have seen this a long time ago. Rathan doing good things against this Genji. Yeah, that's not going to be a diving Genji. He's going to get away with plays like that very frequently. Rest of VASTA, though, 50% or more outside of Crisis. So, they'll have those ultimates on board here soon. Backbone either switches, just switched on over to the Tracer. So looking for a little bit of a divey element to their composition as well. Ida's falling to a cadre of Sheer Cold members, coordinating damage on that. Abs follows suit. And I do believe that VASTA, after taking about 25% on this, will be losing out as they're fighting this one 4-6. That has not happened quite yet, though. Lucer falling on the side, main support down for Sheer Cold. This team fight still going on. The longest this goes, the more advantage VASTA's getting.
Yeah, it keeps on going here, and they have to dive, so they can really go in for the stall. Backbone actually swapped deck over to the Tracer after dying first on the Genji to disperse. Now goes down, and it looks like Vasta, with all that stall, is actually coming back on top of it. 50%.
Wow, yeah.
And they're even have some ultimates to boot still. This is going to be a good one. You see, Sheer Cold is the team that's having to adapt. They're the ones going over to the McCree now. They need that stun. Otherwise, they're just not able to pin people down, apparently.
Yeah, the Grath and Cowboy here. Yeah, that flashbang for the side of Sheer Cold is going to freeze out multiple members of Vasta. A different pecking order for this Doomfist Eaters and for the Genji disperse because they're gonna have to respect that flashbang. Backbone out with the early Tracer Bob, nothing gonna land on that one. Rally called by Refid though, and disperse says that don't matter. I got a blade for you. I'll show you it any day of the week.
Well, they just still go down. Refit, of course, not a brick to be trifled with, and with a rally, it's hard to cut through if you don't have a slash anymore. It's still going to be, though, Vasta in control, last fight territory, and they'll have the sound barrier and the self-destruct, and even the meteor strike to do so much damage zoning and get the sustain out that even with that flux and supercharger, I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Refit and company decided to share Cold, not taking a percentage on this yet, as the Diva Bomb is going to take out the supercharger from Shade. Nice boot there, Shade following immediately afterwards to Sheer Cold. Actually not out of this one quite yet. Death from above, attempted from Edis, but Backbone is sitting there just waiting. Crisis, the only member of Vasta sitting between this team and a team kill Bell. Gonna miss it just barely. Julo did spawn in time, but a full 6 kill against Vasta as we're looking at 99-0. Counting up for Sheer Cold, though.
I like that swap towards the Echo as well, because even if you're on the McCree, you're relatively easy to get shut down by like a Genji Tracer combo or Genji Doomfist combo, because you only have that one flash and you're still very immobile. But now that we see this Echo come out, these meltdown tanks as well, we'll go for that 1v1 against Edis. And there's the Tracer help from Backbone. This fight is not really going to start. There's 2 picks coming out very early. Let's go back and spawn a reset. Maybe some stagger kills. But yeah, Grathan is able to wreck on that Echo. And they can see that not just Genji has a very high power level. Echo is still really good if you can pull it off and combine it correctly.
Yeah, I think that Echo is incredibly overpowered, and the ability to copy another player kind of goes against the whole counter-picking thing that Overwatch is built on. But I am not going to go on my tirade this time about that. That's what Twitter is for. Backbone here with a Tracer Bomb against Edis. No Echo on this one for the side of Vasta 4. Now, they're not giving this one up quite yet, though. Abs doing his part to get that healing in, and Chulo now with the Primal Rage getting hits and more against a couple different members, kind of spreading apart Sheer Cold and forcing them to regroup for the time being. Flip did not go on over, excuse me. Sheer Cold still ticking all the way up, 70% or so, as Julo, the main tank for the side of Vasta, deleted. They're looking to get into this one again.
All Vasta had to do was just save ultimates for one last fight. They were on 99%, but they haven't been doing that. Use the Primal, switching Edis back over to the Doomfist. They'll have a Sound Barrier and a Blade, which can get a lot of value, but there's so much more online here for the side of Sheer Cold. 1 fight territory here on Ilios well. This is Vasta trying to fight back.
Yeah, Crisis has the ability to use this offensively, but at the other side will just be a gravitic, or the gravitic flux possibly. A little snooze action there on the. Wow, that sucks. Nano boost completely negated out, right?
They don't get on the point. Explorer was a bit too late to touch that one. That's a shame. I think they were still potentially losing that fight, but there was a good chance there was going to be even enough that stall can come in from dive characters on both teams, especially that Diva is still there. But going onto Lighthouse, that was a 100 to 99 point there. It was very close. One team gets to 99 and the other team runs it all the way back. Very well done from Sheer Cold, finally adapting correctly to the plays there, and getting that Echo out from Grathan. Looks like they won't be starting with that Echo on this point though. I think they'll start with the McCree, expecting maybe something like that's stunnable from the other side. But I like that Disperse is not the one going over to the Doomfist, that Edis on the Tracer. No, they will go Tracer Genji actually. Yeah, and of course, Sheer Cold is sort of left guessing every single time what Vasta's going to do. Vasta seem to be the ones deciding what Sheer Cold has to run, rather than the other way around.
It's always about deciding that tempo and kind of setting the first foot forward. And like you were saying, Sheer Cold been doing a pretty good job of that, especially after allowing the 99. Took it at 100, as close as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Hula up top, getting a lot of damage on through this kind of wicker fence there. Do like that one. A little bit of intricate knowledge of the map, providing value for this guy. Nicely done. Ida's on point, gonna get it about halfway, and then gets stunned and almost just taken out of this world, sent back to spawn with a smile and a handshake. Alex gonna be the first one to fall in this team fight, though. A couple members of VASTA following suit afterwards. Nice headshots from Looser. This support for the side of Sheer Cold, getting it done indeed. Grathing has his work cut out for him. A lot of damage against him, but Julo actually getting deleted down. Great job from the side of Sheer Cold, backing up their members left and right.
I think it was very, very well done from Sheer Cold, the way they were peeling for each other. We saw Gratham really having to look at 5 different places at once. Because Lucer and Refit are right there next to them, they don't actually have to be that worried. It's going to be constant peel, and Backbone getting that early pick on Disperse as well even slows down that offense of VASTA even more.
Yeah, that's a great job to start this early, and especially against an opposing DPS. It's really going to negate out a lot of what VASTA can do. Disperse now will be back, the rest of his team in a little bit. Going to be pushing up this kind of side lane towards point any second now. 50% close to it for Sheer Cold. A lot of ultimates on board, and a different story for VASTA. Really just the tanks and... Oh, no, excuse me. Well, Tracer's basically there. Yeah, actually, my bad. Almost got these teams mixed up again. VASTA has all the ultimates in the world and abilities coming up. No high noon. It is not 12 o'clock for anybody on this one. Grathan pulling that one mostly for the zoning ultimate. 70% now is the Julo Primal Rage looking to get it done. Almost got a boop off on Grathan if he'd gotten the second one, but that is not going to happen. Nothing gained on that one. Close but no cigar. Sheer Cold pushing up against members of VASTA. Really just going to be getting a lot of ult charge at this point. Now 75% mana class.
Yulo's Primal Rages have been a bit lackluster as of late. They even nanoed this one with abs. Yulo now goes over to the Wrecking Ball. Of course, they have to touch in time. It's still, they would be able to make it on a fairly normal level. And Edis on this Reaper is a really interesting switch. Like, how are they going to be able to get in? That's what we're going to look at.
The Brig, you have an invincibility shield against you. You have a McCree as well. Oh my goodness, Explorer with a nice one to start this one off. And I think VASTA just did exactly what they needed to take this here point. Nice spoop there at the end, but the closest percent on ultimate is 30. I don't know. Talk to me about this Edis switch, though.
I mean, the Edis switch, it's all Reaper's all about how do you get in and actually be able to get close to it. And while they can get stunned out by quite a few things, and a lot of it can be eaten by Alex as well, it just provides that extra threat that's a bit harder to deal with all the lifesteal. Yeah. But the main thing, like you said,
the target though.
VASTA is they just don't have any ultimates right now. Like, they just used everything. They had to with last fight.
Oh my!
Do anything.
That was nasty. Looser, and yeah, that was more than just the Looser and the Shade Orisa as well. A lot of kills here for Sheer Cold. I think they just put a bow on top of this one. Attempted high noon coming on out. A little bit of body block action from Alex for his teammate, and just like that, both members of Sheer Cold, the DPS score, get absolutely pop off capability and a lot of benefit added to their team. My question there is, I kind of threw that in, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but who is the target for the Reaper, really? I mean, you're looking, again, looking at McCree, and I think at that point, Grathan was, or the other side, excuse me, was, yeah, which is your target, right?
It's meant to pressure out the tanks at that point. Like, you're really looking to get in and make sure that there's an extra element of, I don't really know where the Reaper is, the extra element of once he gets in my face, he does a lot of damage. You want to force out the immortality fields, you want to force out DPS utility, the break stuns, things like that. So he's not so much the guy that needs to get the kills. He's the guy that they need to be afraid of, that he could get the kills.
Okay.
Exactly. Because the Reaper is relatively easy to shut down, but you do still have to pay attention to it. So it can consume certain resources, and then they would call that out. So they go in, they make them use resources. Wraith form away, then Edis is like, okay, they just use this and this to stop me from doing anything, and then Disperse and Yulo and Explore, like these more divey characters, they know, okay, so we don't have to worry about that, so we can maybe use ultimate or an ability to get another kill or focus on something else. But we're going into Blizzard World next again, of course, used to that map by now. And VASTA has been pulling out, again, interesting choices, but Sheer Cold is now seem to have their number. So the table flipped after the first point. VASTA Gaming comes in, and they're the ones that have to make the switches to Sheer Cold. And Sheer Cold seems to be back at their element. They were a bit struggling on the first point, but after they said, okay, let's stop playing around. Let's just win this game, go have dinner, and then we'll enjoy our weekend. And rightfully so. Why take longer for a match than you have to sometimes, right?
I'm with it. I'm with it. Just yeah, the meme fully over. VASTA came through swinging, did not really nice things, putting up 99-0 on the very first point on Helios, but it's just a different story, different narrative through and through after that one. Interesting stuff. Now Blizzard World, I think we're gonna see very similar things to what we've seen already, right? I'd love to hear your predictions, but the mirror compositions with mostly the Ashe and the Genji, you know, a Baptiste in there with your Brig, and then, you know, a Ball, Sigma, you know, Orisa Sigma, something like this. I'd actually be surprised if we saw Ball here, but what were we thinking?
I would be very excited if we saw a Ball here. Like, honestly, we know it can be run, because we know that, you know, avoid it all baseball. Control sometimes, but yeah, Blizzard World has been a fairly meta map. Like, most teams that aren't avoid it have just been playing double barrier, Ashe Genji, Baptiste Break. It's not something that we're really surprised they're doing, because it works very well on a map like this. But there is definitely potential for switching some things up, especially on the attack, where on the attack you often feel like you have to take that very long route to get to the point. If there's a way that you can more quickly do that, maybe use a Lucio rush composition in some way, or use a dive if you really want to, then you're able to get to that point in a more safe way, in a quicker way. You don't burn as much time, you get more fights in, and you might be able to even control the resource game. That being said, though, there's quite some interesting stuff being set up here for VASTA.
Yeah,
they're actually going aggro. Okay, so the thing is, you know that most teams will go through this little room on the bottom. So they're setting up a set defense play based on everyone's set offense play here. And it's exactly what's going to happen. You see them use a teleporter, go underneath, and I don't think they'll be ready for this. There's the wall. There goes the break.
Oh, bye-bye. Refid sent back to spawn, and actually this is VASTA looking for a little bit more as they get aggressive down bottom. They have the Crisis speed boost with which to do it, but just like that, the pressure pushed on 2 point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, in a different part of the galaxy, yeah, that is a free. Oh no, just outside. Okay, that's heartbreaking. Loser deserves that one. I'm writing Blizzard. I'm telling him, you know what? Just give him this first tick to sheer cold, because I love it. Right? Different things are going down bottom. They fall prey to the to the classic Maywall bluff kind of trap, I guess I should say. But one member just realized what the main objective is, right? That's
yeah, I don't really think they fall for it. It's just that everyone's so used to do that play, they don't even think about it anymore at that point. Yeah. They're just like, we do our standard thing. Okay, if we do our standard thing, then we have something prepared for that. Nice defensive effort. And that'll, of course, have some ult charge in the favor. Backbone close to that full spawn, though. Could be difficult, but not with Grafton going down.
Alex taken all the way over here, but he's still alive after Backbone comes through with the clutchest of the clutches. A nice sticky bomb takes out not one healer, but a tank as well. Love to see it. Backbone going out after this one, finding 2 more with the tracer guns, just blasting away. Love to see it again. Something I kind of realized here, and I guess maybe this is the reasoning for always having an Ashe, but all over Blizzard World, there is a ledge or some sort of aerial advantage for your Ashes to take, right? There's like, you know, the super aggressive first point on defense, right, for the Ashe, and then like literally right next to point, that's this entire middle area. You get later, you have ledges, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's high ground on Blizzard World, sure. It usually plays a role. It's interesting that we don't see VASTA trying to hold on the high ground here, but I guess with the Reinhardt, they just want to get in their face as soon as possible, and there they already go straight after Refit, but they'll not get that kill. Actually, the wall does split a few off, so they might still get it, and they do get that Brigitte, which gives them an advantage.
Nicely done. Gilo is staying alive through the thick of things. You were just as surprised as I was, I believe. Spurs falling here. Some well-placed looser shots. Well, Baptiste action against. Now Backbone with another sticky. I think he's 2 for 2 on sticks so far on this map.
3 for 2 actually. Got a double kill with the last one, then 2 kills.
Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, excuse me.
It's been great. Now Backbone has been, as we say, the backbone of Sheer Cold. Yeah, their name is holding true, but they haven't really got anything to properly shut them down. The supports are hard to stick down because they're so mobile, and the Mei and the Ashe, to a degree, don't worry that much about a Tracer. But it's still hard because Backbone can just keep farming the pulse bombs such an incredible rate.
Yeah, he just dropped it in 30%, 40% on there just after a single burst. Now we have a Bob and a sound barrier out, and like you said, yeah, Backbone. Whenever he engages in team fights, he just gets a sticky bomb. It's gonna be a-okay. Nicely done, finishing out Crisis with a punch at the end. Only Shade is the loss for the side of Sheer Cold. This is a team absolutely rolling.
And they keep using ultimates that they're just not getting any value with. No sound barrier value, no blizzard value.
Oh yeah.
And it's now going back over to that Reaper to maybe get something done. And once again, I think what they really want to do is win this frontline battle. Yeah, that was just a stagger spawn. It's hard to get away from that one. But they really want to pressure this frontline out. That's why they play the rush comp. They want to overwhelm this Orisa Sigma combination with that Reaper, Reinhardt, Diva, Lucio, Moira combo, and even the Mei to a degree. But it's just been so hard to get anything done because they constantly get outplayed by Backbone just getting more value in their backline.
It really is the deciding factor here. The Coalescence out first, the side of VASTA trying something on this. And now, forcing them back, so good job. VASTA actually kind of taking this one for the time being, but Grathen comes slapping back on this one. Abs is the only one standing between Sheer Cold and a team kill. There's the bell, my friend. It's always a good sound. Been playing Overwatch for years, it never gets old.
Sheer Cold's been so good at kiting as well, though. Because they're just not letting themselves get overrun, even with that speed boost. Backbone was holding aggressively, gets spotted out. But there's still that supercharger now. A lot of damage to be able to come out. Backbone can charge that pulse bomb even quicker. We'll have to back up a little bit, but there is a self-destruct. No,
over the top! It's around. Oh, it looked like it was around a lot, but Looser got that one out just in the nick of time. Beautifully done, well timed for this support player. 3 minutes and some change. We're looking at a Sheer Cold squad that is in the driver's seat in every way, shape, and form. Another Tracer bomb on point. So goes for the mini Diva, and I'm not against it. Gotta provide a challenge for yourself, right? At some point. Contesting, but I'm not sure if side of VASTA is going to be able to get back to this one. And if if Sheer Cold does take this with 2.5 minutes plus, you're going to be in a very, very good position coming in the next round of Dave Blizzard World. Back is Explorer, deleted down instantly though. The baby Diva there for the time. I mean, for what? Yeah, a couple seconds. So it was a decent little spawn. Ate a little bit off the clock of Sheer Cold.
Yeah, I like the way that VASTA tried to defend. I think that very first play on the first point was very heads up, but after that they just had nothing to add to any of the fights. They were there, but that's like roughly what happened, right? VASTA just couldn't answer anything that Backbone was doing, and it's such a good front line that they're having. Shade and Alex, together with Lucia and Refit that are supporting them, are just not able to be touched. It's constant aggression. You even saw a beautiful charge coming from Yulo. They got Alex dead to rights. And then Backbone just gets a double kill, the Backbone into pulse bomb. They use the immortality field on Alex, so Alex just stays alive, and they just win the fight anyways. Like, there's so many initiation plays that VASTA are trying to make that Sheer Cold is able to either peel for or kite away from, or both at the same time, like a mix of that. And then still they get off their own attack as well with Backbone, especially, but also with Grathen at times. And it's just VASTA. It's like VASTA's playing a single fight while Sheer Cold is playing two at the same time. And somehow, even with that sort of numbers disadvantage that you would then get mathematically, they're still winning. Like, that's the level what Sheer Cold is playing at right now against VASTA.
What one team's playing checkers, the other is playing 5D chess, right?
Almost, yeah.
There you go. Disperse on the Widowmaker. Now that's an interesting pick.
Love it. Yeah, nothing to lose.
Yeah, it makes sense to come out, try and find the. No, exactly. It makes sense to come out, try and find the hit marker, try and find the head. Didn't find it. The team realized that he was out there. Switch on over to Disperse, and now he's gonna have his work cut out for him, trying to. Wow, okay. I was going to say, have his work cut out for him, trying to match up with the likes of Backbone, but Backbone deleted out early. Team Sheer Cold fighting 5-2-6 for the time being. Julo getting a lot of damage, but getting a lot of pressure as well, so getting his job done. Members of VASTA now rotating on around, Drake getting very low. Eda sees that pocket and sews it up. Down again is Sheer Cold fighting this one 5-2-6 after DPS is back. Shade done. Alex deleted. Tank core for the side of Sheer Cold sent back to spawn, and VASTA is going to town.
Yeah, VASTA is going to clean that one up very nicely. Like you said, they got that early kill in the Backbone, and then all of a sudden, that whole backline dynamic that's going on, where they usually like walk around them, and then to disrupt their backline a little bit. It's just gone. Like, obviously they're already playing a very different style. They're playing now the more like a dive hybrid, but it's really interesting to see that the way that they're dealing with Sheer Cold now, getting backbone early and then just timing the cooldowns correctly for the shield cooldowns of the enemy team. So Sheer Cold has to step up their game a little bit again, and that's what they're doing. They get this burst early.
Exactly. Just lining them up, knocking them down over and over. What this is going on here. So 4.5 minutes now. Here comes the Blade. Ida's looking to make this one sing, and Grathen going to be the second to fall after Refid. Shade done as well. The first Blade kill, really, but that's not going to matter. It's a team-based game.
Yeah, team-based game. Can't always 1v6. It's been a while since we've seen people actually 1v6 in Overwatch. I think that was a thing in the beginning. It's not been possible anymore with the way that the metas and the heroes have all been developing. The time to kill is just a bit too short now. Looking at VASTA though, I don't know. They got the stones. They got definitely got the resources. But Loser wins that Baptiste 1v1, so that will be a bit of a slowdown.
With it. Up top again. Nice one coming out. That sticky bomb got landed, so we'll count it, but Disperse got that one negated out by the invincibility field. Well timed by this Baptiste player. Now, Looster did not live through it ultimately, but that just really came off the back of some very solid VASTA play.
VASTA has been doing very well on their attack, and they're still making good time. They're still actually capable of beating the time bank of Sheer Cold, and 2 minutes 38 is a pretty nice time for Blizzard World. Imagine if you're able to beat that one against Sheer Cold that has just been popping so far. Sheer Cold, though, they'll have some ultimates. They finally adjusted their composition, and they're starting to come online. So Grathen, Alex, and Shade are already looking to start stopping this offense from coming through in the momentum. And that's the first fight win. That they break the momentum, hopefully, with that. Looks like my co-caster has failed to realize that he's muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Yep, that happens. Hate to see it. I was just saying, 4.5 minutes is loads of time, right? No, there's not another opportunity for them to get more time because they have gone through this first point. But really, it's going to be a tall order trying to stop this one out. Even if you have 2.5 minutes, it's just so much time. 4 minutes is. A lot of ultimates on board here for the side of VASTA. And Disperse to be very close to that one. Nicely done. Grathen just flicking away here, getting these McCree shots left and right.
No, but Tugboat, their spawn is further forward than they're fighting. Like, why are...
This is true.
Wait, why is VASTA back in their first spawn? And this is not okay. Sheer Cold are actually just bullying them at this point. They're just pushing them apart and saying, if you want to fight as a team, you're going to have to go through us first. And this is not happening, but there's this person, Edis, finally trying to get some value out of those ultimates. And they get some kills, so at least the DPS is down. That's a lot is missing for Sheer Cold, but they're still fighting on the start.
You guys, Bandit Class can see my face, and that's why he's laughing, because I'm just at a loss for words right now. Like you said, VASTA fighting this really wonky kind of two-tiered fight, you know, different sides here. It ends up mattering. It ends up providing them value, right? They did lose a couple players, but on the spawn side, they just came back right on over there, and the continued pressure yielded to Sheer Cold falling. Now Alex on over towards the Hog. I think the idea here is for the pulls across pit where Payload is going across right now, or going right by now.
I think the idea is to have some fun here, honestly. I don't know why you would go for the Roadhog, but I really like that they're doing it anyways. Like, honestly, Alex,
I mean, pulled pork
over here.
Yeah, the Orisa Hog combination has been fun since Orisa's inception quite a long time ago now, actually. It's been a little while in the game. And God knows she has been present in a lot of different compositions since. 2.5 minutes. Rolling away as VASTA.
Yeah, they're not quite gonna get the gonna get the point at the same time as Sheer Cold, but they're actually getting quite close. Alex comes back on the Wrecking Ball now. We'll be able to touch, smack a few people up in the air, and there is the Halt combo.
Here comes the Blade, singing it out in the Mortality Field first. Comes 12 o'clock, Grathen trying to change the time. Not gonna happen. Ida's with a kill there towards the end of his Dragon Blade. Jila's got that Primal Rage. trying to get it going, throw his weight around a little bit, and that's going to matter for the healing core of Sheer Cold. That is gone, dusted, sent back to spawn. We'll see them again in this team fight, maybe. No guarantee on that one. 1 minute 50, and this is VASTA still holding on here. Contest comes through from the defense, not going to matter. 1 minute 49 on the clock, 2:38 looking at the other side.
Almost a minute of difference, about 50 seconds. So it's still a nice difference to work with. It's about one extra fight on that first point if you're not able to break it. But yeah, VASTA still showing that they're not quite out of it yet. I do question though how seriously Circle is playing. And you switch over to the Roadhog of all picks. That does mean we've seen Roadhog played in trials. It's happened. There is a pick rate statistic now. But let me see. What haven't we seen yet? I think we haven't seen Sombra yet. Actually, no, we did.
No, we saw Sombra. Yeah.
Yeah, we see Sombra.
We've seen Symmetra's used, which counts. Even if it's just for the beginning. No, actually, you and I casted Symmetra's actually being used on Busan. It's actually
been played as well, yeah.
Yeah, on Busan. Yeah, I remember a little downtown action. Let me think. We saw Soldier flank. You and I did at some point briefly. Yeah. May definitely. Fair, obviously, all day long for the avoided squad. Zenyatta, I don't think we have. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pull.
The one. But then again, like Zenyatta, I think Zenyatta is not bad in the current meta. It's just he's a bit class cannon. You can do a lot of extra damage with it. It's like you have a supercharger with you on a certain target or a mercy damage boost, but it does require you to keep that Zen safe. And with all the double shields going on, it's hard to get those damage orbs down. It helps shutting down DPS, but that's usually all it's really good for with all the sustain and shields that are in the way for everything else.
A very apt analysis, really. Glass Cannon, the best way to describe that one, right? His charge up capabilities are so high, but of course you have to land those headshots. Thinking about it, I think that's all the DPS characters. Hanzo maybe, but I can't exactly remember if that half of the Shimado brothers duo has. We have?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Yes, that's pretty much everybody except for Zenyatta. I know for sure I have not seen Zenyatta on our Contenders EU trials here presented by the good folk at Monkey Bubble. A lot of time spent kind of feeling these two out. Grathan falling as we see Team VASTA getting pretty aggressive on there. I think that's a fair way to state that one. Explorer getting punished for his aggression individually up front. That is what Maze will do 9 times out of 10 and twice on Sundays. Big freezes coming up against Crisis. Sheer Cold getting frozen out on this.
Eventually, it looks like Sheer Cold will win out this fight. They just keep getting kill after kill very slowly. So they're just sort of stalling out this fight. Maybe on purpose, maybe by accident. But if they're doing it on purpose, they're just buying time. This could have been a 3-fight row here for VASTA. But now they're going to have 1 fight left. They'll have some ultimates in the bank. They do switch over Explorer. They want to initiate with some sort of bubble play. That's the only reason why you pick Zarya here. You're going to make some type of play where you bubble somebody for extra sustain, for extra resource expenditure for Sheer Cold.
Yep.
And now the question is, who's it going to be? Is it going to be the Blade or is it going to be Yulo on the Winston? Or maybe
that's definitely going to be, yeah, I was going to say, that's going to be the Tracer just given the deflect capabilities. But that really depends on whether or not Rally comes out as well. Crisis really going to want that one out before things get too hairy here. Julo not able to hit the Primal. Grathan makes mincemeat of him and sends Edis back to spawn as well. No ultimates for you, my friends. I believe with that, we have seen a VASTA squad that has failed in their attack. They're still holding on a little bit, but there's multiple members that still have ultimate. Sheer Cold still fighting a full 6 on this one as the Griddic Flux does come through. Alex getting value from this one. And now with that, Sheer Cold, all they gotta do is 1 single tick in 2.5 minutes, man of class.
We always say that it ain't over until it's over, but that's pretty much done and dusted. There is still a possibility, though, that this full hold also comes out from
and that would be the tie. That'd be the tie that we asked for, right?
That would be the tie we asked for. But knowing Sheer Cold, they only needed one, like a second attempt here on their attack to get that first point. First time they obviously got stopped by that set play on the defense. I don't think we're gonna see that again. I don't think we're gonna be seeing the mid play come out again. Of course, our producer giving us a bit of a
suggestions,
maybe suggestions to a Sheer Cold, play nice, play fair. I mean, they're playing fair, maybe not nice though. Like, I do definitely think have been a little bit disrespectful to a degree.
Oh,
but then again,
Bastion.
But yeah, Bastion, but that's VASTA.
Did we see Bastion?
We haven't seen Bastion, I think.
There you go.
We have. No, I remember Bastion being. Someone mentioned that Bastion was being played yesterday, I think. saw Pirate Ship come on.
Which map would it have been? On Route 66?
Yeah, I think Route 60 Pirate Ship. I heard someone say, but it might have been NA trials. So I'm not completely sure. Don't quote me on that. But I'm
those wonky guys over there in North America. Who would ever do that?
I'm fairly certain it won't be EMEA though. But we will see AD pull this out. Of course, if you're going for the Hail Mary hold, the Bastion is a fairly standard, fairly logical pick. Will be expected though, because they're coming out with Drathon on this Echo. You can burst down a Bastion before they even know you're there as an Echo.
Yeah, that'll be tough breaks. That does happen, but like you said, there's no reason to not dump everything out the tank. This is a VASTA squad looking up at a rock and a hard place, as they say. Double shields will be there for that. 3 if you count Crisis, and kind of 4 if you count the Maywall. Abs will be there for the Immortality field as well, so this will live and die on Ediz's Bastion turret. Not the tank formation, not the sentry formation, but the turret form specifically. Full rotations coming through. Sheer Cold is here. I do believe they have sniffed out this Ediz play and are just trying to avoid that as much as possible. Now, coming down from up top, team moving on along, and Maywall invested from back, no, not from backbone, excuse me, from Disperse, trying to get a little bit of cover for his squad. Nice job sectioning out this Sigma Explorer. Not going to be doing much exploring now, unless it's in that spawn room back ways. Ediz following as well. I think this defense has been cracked.
Yeah, they forced them off the point as well with those last few members. Sheer Cold picking up the duo. Not unexpected, but still they had to do it first, you know, and they were in a little bit of trouble here and there, you know. VASTA gets to complete the entire Blizzard world. They almost won that first point of Ilios, so VASTA showing some promise there, but we do have to question how much of that is VASTA playing well and how much is that Sheer Cold just messing about a bit, because a few of those picks, few of those ways they played about looked a little bit too relaxed, a little bit too, you know, we got this, we don't have to try. And yeah, and that's sometimes that's fine. Sometimes you're like, sure, you know, that's how that goes. But yeah, that's we can ask them. You know, we're gonna get an interview soon, so we'll probably be able to ask them. Before we go to the interview though, a last reminder, you can still have a little bit of time to send in those glad for tier 2 memes. Do it. Hashtag glad, of course, in the word FOR T2, letter T2. Send in some image, meme, video, anything you make content wise. Put the hashtag on Twitter with it, and we might give you a Gladiators jersey, of course, courtesy of the LA Gladiators, or one of the 2 homestand spray codes that we have to give away. With that, though, we're going to go to a short break, and when we come back, we'll have an interview with Loser on the side of Sheer Cold.
Hello and welcome back, esports fans. We are here live after the matchup between VASTA and Sheer Cold with the last day of the EU Contenders presented by Monkey Bubble. I'm FBI Tugboat, man of class over there. We got a Sheer Cold member, that's Looser, down here in the box with us for an interview. Looser, how we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Really happy with the victory.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So going to jump right on in here, and I think the question that I know is on my mind and mine of class's mind, but the Roadhog pick, was this a full meme? Was this something else that you guys were trying out? Hit me with it. What's going on?
Well, the enemy was just running a lot of random stuff. So to be honest, we were a little bit flustered on what to do because they were just running random heroes, random comps. So yeah, we thought, let's whip out the Roadhog. Why not?
There you go. Yeah, give it a try. I'm with it. So moving on, just want to kind of ask, obviously you said you feel real good. That makes sense. Sheer Cold is going to be in Contenders after you have secured up one of your top 2 slots in the Group A, or Group B, excuse me. So I just want to ask, how you feel about the future, and either plans for the team, anything else that you guys are going for, or specifically anything else that you guys wanted to work on.
Well, for the future, obviously we're aiming for top 2 in Contenders.
Yes, sir.
Not looking to beat Beta Shuriken anytime soon, but yeah, we're just looking to do as well as we can in Contenders. And as for the Trials result, obviously we expected it completely. No surprise there.
I like the confidence.
Fair enough.
Like the confidence. And so wanted to ask as well, your matchup with the other Baptiste, there was a lot of back and forth there. Any thoughts on that? How the other guy was performing? How you felt about your kind of individual matchup between the other main healer?
Well, obviously I think I'm a little bit better than him, but he did great. I think it's just was a bit of a difference in comp where they ran the Winston, which doesn't really give him a front line, and we do. But other than that, I think he apps did great. I love him.
Gotcha. Nice and done. Well, short, sweet, and to the point. Man of class, you got anything else?
No, I think I've just been enjoying Sheer Cold's performance a lot. Of course, like you said, the result was very much expected to a degree, but you guys still had some close matches against Avoided and Roar, for instance. Yeah, of course, there's going to be potentially some new teams joining you guys in Contenders, some other teams coming up into Trials maybe in the future. So I'm guessing with this new rotation speed, where everything just rotates through a bit quicker, yeah, you're gonna get to know a lot of new players. And I don't know if that's like exciting for you, or whether you're more worried about, oh, but then we have to prep for so much more, or like how that's going for you guys.
The only team I'm really worried of in that sense is Avoided, because they are the masters of running random stuff and just complete chaos when you play against them. Like, you don't know what's happening. For yeah, that's the only team that I'm where that applies. But other than that, I think we're good against every other team.
Oh, yeah. Well, except for British Hurricane, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, at least we're honest. Makes a lot of sense. Obviously, a well-established team as well. But you guys are doing very, very well. Congratulations on your performance. I want to thank you for coming on in here and giving us a couple minutes of your time after the game, and ask you, Looser, if there's anything else you wanted to plug. Any Twitches, Twitters, anything like this?
Just follow me on Twitter, Twitch, whatever.
Okay.
But thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah, good. Did you want to spell it out or tell us what it was on Twitter?
Just Looser _OW. That's it on both Twitch and Twitter.
Gotcha. Nice. Yeah, the underscores can mix things up sometimes. But yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming on in.
Right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Sir. Solid matchup between VASTA and Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold taking this one 2-0 in their last matchup of the Contenders EU. So I want to give a shout out here to our producer, Sinza and Reef down there in producer's box, helping us out, making things just so much easier for us as casters. Really does a world of difference, and we appreciate it. I do believe, though, that we have reached my least favorite part of any broadcast, Man of Class, and that, of course, is the end. I'm FBI Tugboat, here joined with Man of Class. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll be looking at Sheer Cold and other teams in these EU Contenders trials to do big, flashy, fiery things in this next season of Contenders. And the guys who didn't make it in, the other, I guess 7 teams of these 11, and what they'll do in the offseason, and then what they'll do again when Contenders trials comes back up. It'll be here before we know it, guys. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time. And there might actually be some action going on in the other stream, right, Man of Class?
Yeah, I think that might still be going, and I don't actually, I don't even remember which game that is. That's just how that is sometimes. But yeah, just go over to the stream. It's still on the same channel, so you can just go back to the channel, find the other stream. And of course, next weekend is also Open Division. Tomorrow we're starting on Monkey Bubble as well with the European Broadcast Coordination Corporation European Regional Trial qualifiers. So there's a lot of Overwatch content to come. Starting tomorrow at 3:30 CEST, and next weekend, of course, Open Division, both EU and NA, and we'll be covering that through Monkey Ball Reflash as well. That will both be on Twitch, so no more YouTube for you. Although it's a nice platform, I don't mind it. It's all great. But we'll see you hopefully in that one. And Tugboat, thanks for casting.
Thanks for casting with me too, Meta Class. I really do enjoy it. Last two things here, guys. Again, we're a little giveaway action. Just want to give this out for anybody who might have tuned in a little bit later. Hashtag glad for tier 2 or T2. That's GLAD, like the LA Gladiators. For FOR, not the number, and then T2, 2 being the number, not spelled out there. You put that hashtag on there with some content, some kind of static image, a GIF, a full-on meme. Again, this is us asking you, the Overwatch community, to make memes. We know you're good at it. You attach that on there, you'll enter yourself in a drawing for a little contest, little drawing action for an LA Gladiators jersey, the big one, or one of 2 homestand skins provided again from the LA Gladiators. Big shout out to them. That is pretty much it. I'm FBI Tugboat. You can find me over on Twitter at FBI_Tugboat. And if I remember right, that's at Man of Class OW. No underscores, no spaces, obviously, no nothing, right? There you go. If you enjoyed the casting, guys, go ahead and follow us away. We'll be spitting fire till the day we die. Thanks for watching. We'll tune in. See you guys next time.